Hello and welcome to Microsoft Hates Greg. My name is Greg Deckler and celebrate. It's time for another Fabric Friday, right? So Fabric Friday is the series where we go through r/Microsoft Fabric subreddit and see just what a fantastic product Microsoft Fabric truly is. And this is, I find this personally hilarious, like 26,825 subscribers, right, to r/Microsoft. I literally have more LinkedIn followers than this entire subreddit has been able to collect in the last like 3.5 years, which I find personally hilarious. Okay, so this one, copy activity minimum billing is destroying us on a high fan out ODBC source. So basically a bunch of files that they need to ingest as tables, basically. And none of them are more than like 50,000 rows, right? You can see that there, 50,000 rows per table. So it's not a data issue, it's just killing them in terms of CU hours. And so the answer to this is a notebook, okay? Or at least, but it's not exactly easy to implement a notebook with an ODBC driver, with the data gateway, and it doesn't seem like they've still figured this out after a long discussion here. But the important part about this post is that notebooks are like the answer to for everything, but Microsoft has created all these like easy buttons, right? The copy job and all these things that are meant to make, Fabric super easy, blah blah blah. But it comes at a huge cost in terms of CUs in comparison to something like a notebook and running Python code and that. So just by Microsoft creating these things and trying to get business users, which is the dumbest thing ever, to be able to use Microsoft Fabric, it's going to cost you a shit ton of money unless instead of doing it properly, right? So there you go. All right, let's go ahead and close that. Help needed, meaning of error code 3121, job failed to start, timeout. So this is basically my pipelines have been randomly failing for 15 days with this error code. Sometimes it works perfectly, sometimes it doesn't. That's Fabric for you. Editing pipeline JSON in VS Code fails to deploy. This one is great. All right, so they're trying to do, write in VS Code, they're doing pipeline, blah, blah, blah. So here's the thing that I got it highlighted right here. You need a real GUID in the committed JSON for the Git update to succeed. The moment it succeeds, Fabric's autosync back overwrites that GUID with the placeholder. That's basically a zero GUID, and what gets committed to Git. The Git state is contaminated again, so the next Git-driven update fails the same way, even for a totally unrelated change elsewhere in the same pipeline, until you put the real GUIDs back in. So basically, like, Fabric is like fighting itself, essentially. It's hilarious, and nobody has a solution for it, apparently. Fun stuff. All right, Spark log interpretation in Fabric. This one's interesting. Basically, he's complaining that he gets these stupid errors that are meaningless, basically, within. He's an experienced Spark person. He's used to going into the logs to figure out why a Spark job failed or what happened during a Spark job. But his Spark jobs are failing, and all he gets back are like these RPC app sender, RPC app sender closed, blah, 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 RPC app Spark context server closing. So basically, if you go through the thread, but basically you can't troubleshoot what the hell happened. And there's a big long thread about it in terms of discussion. And there's a few Microsoft employees where they're just like they're standing in a circle. What they're doing in that circle, I'll leave it up to your imagination. But basically, no one has an answer for it really, other than something bad happened and shit failed. So, but there's you can't even figure out what the hell went wrong in Fabric because it's so abstracted. Essentially, is what the complaint is. Okay, Power BI deployment pipelines. Anyone facing issues deployment pipelines? We have been deployment regularly, and all of a sudden, deployment sync has stopped working correctly and always showing out of sync in specific semantic models. Same issue, blah blah blah. So, yeah, stuff fails. One day it worked and now it doesn't. Workspace blocked due to workspace surge protection. I want to unblock and forgive Workspace. Yeah, it's a bug. I think I found this is my favorite, MonkeyDDataHQ, right? I love that guy. Came to an epiphany today. So basically what he's saying here is like in a mature platform, data engineering platform, he would expect authoring to be code, configuration to be code, deployment would be Git, policy would be declarative, automation would be via API, monitoring via GUI, and lineage via GUI. But Fabric, he's saying, is flipped upside down. So basically, in terms of, data flows is GUI, configuration is GUI, deployment is GUI, plus workaround. Policy is doesn't even exist. Automation, he's not actually sure. And then lineage is API. So essentially monitoring is install a workaround and it's code first, right? It's like, is my platform on fire? API, right? So it's all, everything in Microsoft is flipped compared to what he would expect in a normal, mature data engineering platform. So I tend to agree with him. Multiple Fabric data factory failures are on pipeline creation scheduling, F64 North Europe, intermittent failures, blah, blah, blah. Stuff works, this stuff doesn't work. This is the great comment here. All this stuff is just starting to grow very tiresome. I feel you, Careless Cattle 8700. Okay, timeout error in Fabric Warehouse. Recently reserved due to Intellisense features. Some metadata queries are getting triggered and blocking the create table as select, I believe, CTAS in stored procedure, and eventually slowing them down in Fabric Warehouse, and hence they get timed out. Anybody else seeing it, and you should open a support case, probably a bug. Fabric notebook cells are hung, stop working, trying to use PySpark and Fabric, and basically getting hung notebook cells. And I think down here, opened a ticket yesterday, but I think I figured out this out. This is a Microsoft customization to Spark called Vegas caching, aka intelligent cache. It had burned me in the past on Azure Synapse, so I disabled again on Fabric, and now my notebooks don't randomly hang anymore. You have to put this in the Spark properties in the notebook configure magic, spark.synapse.vegas.use cache false. So basically, Fabric has something enabled by default, which you have to actually specifically disable to not use it, that causes your notebook cells to hang. Good job, Microsoft Fabric. Sudden increase in transfer time for copy from on-prem SQL Server to Lakehouse via data gateway using pipeline copy activity. So basically, they're trying to do that, and sometimes it takes 14 minutes, sometimes it takes 37 minutes. It's all over the board, right? And also and on top of that, right, they're seeing that it's costing more CUs, which is expected because it's a data warehouse. And remember, Microsoft, they changed the rules around that in terms of the increase, how they allocate for CUs and that sort of stuff. So there you go. It's just stuff just randomly doesn't work or takes longer and costs you more money for no reason. I ended up with 43 checks before Microsoft Fabric deployment is actually ready. 43 checks. So Fabric environment, 6 checks. Identity and security, 10 checks. So just to be able to successfully deploy stuff in Fabric, this guy has to go through 43. This guy has built up 43 different checks just to make sure that his deployments don't just utterly fail, right? And if any one of those 43 checks fails, then it's not going to work. So good times. Okay, we have 3 of these. These are the service degraded this week, right? These are the service degraded. So they always send out what happens. So this one is in North Europe. Then we have another one with East US 2, and then another one in North Europe. And it seems like they may have fixed so this is 7:40 a.m. UTC, and then it says resolved at 9:58 a.m. UTC. So in 2 hours and 19 minutes. So good times, yeah. So they fixed that, where they were lying to you that they fixed it before the problem actually existed. The problem with that is that they still have August 19, 2026, like down here, update, August 19, 2026 at 4:33 p.m. Well, the damn thing is supposed to already been fixed. Why are we updating stuff at 4:33 p.m., right? So they still don't have their timing shit down. And this sums up Fabric in my opinion, right? Microsoft Fabric, they can't even report properly on their fuck-ups, right? They can't even do that correctly. That's how broken Microsoft Fabric is. Unbelievable. Okay, Fabric Plan. Anyone else seeing planning workspace topping their capacity metrics? Is this normal? So if you're not familiar with Microsoft Planning or Microsoft Fabric Plan, right? It's basically like for budgeting and that sort of stuff. And it's hilarious. They're like, traditional enterprise planning typically relies on multiple tools, blah, blah. No, it doesn't. It's called master planning in Dynamics 365. And every other ERP system on the planet has a planning feature, and that's what enterprises use or should use. Doing it this way is bass backwards, all right? So anyway, basically, if anybody even touches plan, it reserves 30 days of CUs for that person, right? So even if they never go back to plan, and all they did was just check it out on day one, it reserves CUs for 30 days, depending on what activity they did. And so basically, it's just eating up their reserve capacity and their CUs, basically, is what this is complaining about. Nonstop Issues trying to use Upsert for Dataverse Fabric loads. It's just one problem after another. Nobody's really got any fixes for it. So that's the way it is. Fabric apps, data apps on semantic models, and user permissions. Okay, so this one's fun because you get to watch a Microsoft employee just not knowing what the hell they're even talking about. And this guy just absolutely schools them on it. You can grant Fabric free license users build permissions on semantic models. And it's like, where do you see that? He actually quotes Microsoft documentation proving him wrong. It says it right there. If the semantic model is in a workspace on premium capacity, they don't need pro or PPU license. That is only the case for standard Power BI apps or org apps, as initially written in original post, right? This is about Fabric apps, and it basically is executing the DAX queries for the visual through the REST API, the XML endpoint, so on behalf of the signed-in user. So, and that requires build permissions. So, ended the conversation because the Microsoft Fabric employee or Microsoft employee doesn't know one bit what the hell they're talking about, as per usual. Even on this r/Microsoft Fabric Reddit, which is supposed to be made up of is monitored by supposed experts in Microsoft Fabric from Microsoft. Yeah, those things don't exist, apparently. They don't. Microsoft doesn't actually have any experts in Microsoft Fabric because they get schooled every time I go through the comments on this subreddit. They just get roasted and wrecked. So there you have it. That's it. That's all I had for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next Friday.